policy program is inspiring,
The active listening.
Generational change.
Invigorating and insightful.
Connection.
Empowerment.
challenging, powerful,
Intellectual curiosity.
Necessary. It's been really meaningful for me.
connected,
Humbled to be a part of it.
Eye-opening, learning how to navigate the system and understanding how the system works in local and state politics has been a wonderful experience.
Enriching and lifelong friendships. A lot of the colleagues from my cohort I've stayed friends with, and now that I am in the Minnesota legislature, I run into them at the Capitol. There have been so many cohorts of Humphrey Fellows through the years, and over these 30 years, there are people with that Humphrey Fellows background in every area of policy in the state. We really know each other as people, and it's not just all the partisan hard lines.
They're integral and extremely beneficial. A lot of my individual sort of like focus and interest in the world is trying to figure out, how to care about the things that I care about in the art world, but also bring attention to the things that I care about in the policy governmental world. We're at a time where you can't separate these sort of areas of interest, but instead I'm always wondering about how do we use one to influence the other and vice versa. And so for me, learning about policy, learning about governmental practices only influences the work that I'm trying to champion.
You bring people together and there's always a kind of a hushed silence as I walk to the first session, because I know who we've admitted and I know how different they are.
It was inspirational. First day, when you assemble everybody and you're a little nervous about what you're getting into and everybody's introducing, and I remember thinking, why am I here? Because everybody had such big, powerful jobs, experiences.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Will it work this year? But at some point early on, there's a moment of magic, and people start to look at each other as souls in a community, and things start to happen. People who are different start to talk to each other. People who are Republicans are becoming good friends with some of the most liberal, progressive forces in the Twin Cities. It's just magic. Walter Mondale and I met in 2004. Policy Fellows is a program that he started with Jerry Joseph after his 1984 campaign.
Election night of 1984, one of the worst nights of his life. He stood at the podium, and after he congratulated President Reagan, he said, "I have a special word for young people." He said, "Regardless of the defeat tonight, in the seeds of defeat are often found the seeds of victory. Let us fight on." And that's the consistent philosophy that he had that led to the founding of the Mondale Fellows.
In 1994, I was recruited along with former Congressman Tim Penney from Southeast Minnesota, I'm Republican, Tim's a Democrat, to take over what was then known as the Mondale Forum, or the Mondale Fellows Program. And they centered it around recruiting 30 people with great potential for future leadership in Minnesota and in the country and in the world. And after a couple of years, of course, Mondale being who he was, he returned to the public sector as ambassador to Japan. And we, Tim Penney and I, took the program over at that time. It took two of us at least to replace Mondale.
You think of I would call them graduates of the program. It's pretty illustrious list of accomplished young people who have moved on to really advance in their careers, advance in the area of public service.
For Vice President Mondale, public service was not about personal glory. It was about the people. It was about democracy. It was about our country. That's why Fritz made it his mission to prepare the next generation of leaders in Minnesota at this great university. He became a devoted mentor to so many, including me.
On nights when he lost big elections, and in one of them he was actually beaten by a Mondale Fellow, Walter Mondale took great care to address the expectations and the despair of young people. He did that to me in 1984. And later on to others in 2002. And what he said in 2002 was, young people are the successors, they are trustees to a legacy of Minnesota. And I think even now, Walter Mondale is looking for fellows to be his successor trustees.
Policy Fellows is such a crucial part of defining the new Minnesota that's being born. We're in an environment in which there's toxic partisan politics, in which the hate among people who disagree over policy or in a different political party is frightening. And the Policy Fellows has the audacity to step into that toxic situation and to create a community of people who are from business and nonprofits and government, people who are new Americans coming from Latin America or Africa, as well as Minnesotans who are farmers and who have never really traveled abroad at all.
For me, the fellowship was a chance to actually connect with folks from all different political spectrums and really kind of bridge any divides that we had, build coalitions too, and really get some different perspectives for me, especially in that job at that time. It was important for me to expand my own network and the way that I was looking at public policy issues.
I believe politics is how you take these problems and these divisions and you forge them into something better that helps us all move forward as a society. And don't give up on politics because the alternative is not very attractive.
Back in 2013, I was in need of a leadership program, but more than that, I was in need of a network of people who thought differently than I did, who lived in a different geographic location than I did, and who just wanted to do good, but maybe felt alone and had a deep passion for policy. And I found all of those things in that 34-member cohort.
You go into the program knowing that you're going to have great opportunities to learn and reflect on your leadership, but one of the real benefits when you leave the program is the network of alumni that you now have access to and who can support you through your career, can help you learn new things, and just broaden your impact across the state and beyond.
I'll definitely encourage anyone who's interested in just getting to know what the Minnesota politics is about on a deeper level to consider the Humphrey's Policy Fellowship. It's a life-changing opportunity. There's a lot of scholarships out there if you're someone who is not able to afford it. People you'll meet are amazing, so I definitely encourage you guys to check it out.
It just creates this magic, a kind of civic coral reef at a time when the surrounding seas are so polluted with hate and partisanship.